Yes, indeed, y'all. The sounds of Miss Mary J. Blige right there, man. That is a hot one still, man. Can't hide from love and aid. That is a true statement right there, man. We're going to keep the party rolling, man. I got my peoples in the building, man. Miss Aronda Smith, y'all, who is a candidate for Terrebonne Parish President. And we getting ready to chop it up. And I just want to say welcome to the show, Miss Aronda. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me today.
Hey, I just want to say welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show, man. We've been talking and vibing before we got on the air, and I just want to say you're a great person, man. I just met you, but just hearing how we vibing and talking about God and different things like that, man, I just want to say you're a great person, man.
Yeah, right back at you.
I sure appreciate it. Now, look, let me ask you something else, Ms. Aronda. Why did you decide to run for Terrebonne Parish President?
Well, I think my decision to run, first of all, it was a calling for me.
Okay.
And I'm passionate, very passionate about Terrebonne Parish, you know. So I just took some time and went on a spiritual journey before I made the decision to run for Terrebonne Parish President. You know, I've always been a servant leader, so servant leadership is who I am.
Okay.
You know, it's all that I know to be, you know, and that means empowering people.
Yeah.
And serving people in the community and being actively listening to people in communities and their voices or organizations. So a servant leader is who I am, so I decided to run.
That's very important too, especially when you're going into those, offices and stuff like that, because a lot of folks, they kind of forget about the people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When they get in those seats, and then, like you said, serving. You know what I'm saying? So that's just showing you right there how you are already in your mind, knowing that the purpose of why you're there for the people.
Yes, going into it knowing it's all about the people for me.
Hey.
The people and their voices and their concerns.
That's big. That's big. Now look, what is your party affiliation?
So my party affiliation is independent.
Okay, all right. I like that. I like that. So you ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying? Say I'm this or that, but I'm myself.
I'm myself and I'm for the people.
I love that. I love that. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So in terms of my education, I'm a graduate of Terrebonne High School, 1987.
Okay.
So I have an associate's degree in business administration. I have a bachelor's degree in business administration. And then I fulfilled a childhood dream of mine. I graduated from an Ivy League institution, University of Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So that's a master's degree in organizational dynamics. And then while there, I also have earned 3 master certifications, one in organizational leadership, one in organizational coaching, and then organizational design and change studies.
Baby, all I hear is you qualified. That's all I hear right now. You qualified. That's what's up. Now, also military service, anything of military?
Yeah. So I did serve in the military as well. So I'm a United States, proud United States Army veteran.
All right. Thank you so much for your service. Thank you for your service.
Shout out to all branches of the military.
Yes.
But I served in the best branch, of course, the United States Army.
Okay.
So I also deployed as well during Operation Desert Storm and Desert Shield. So I was admitted.
Man, thank you for your service for that, man. That's big too to say that, you know what I'm saying, because a lot of these politicians, it comes down on when you have to make these decisions. But here you have been in the field, so you know how that goes.
Yeah, I know what service is.
Yes, man. So that's big. Where you grew up at?
So I grew up in Terrebonne Parish. So my family is from Gibson.
Okay.
I'm rapping Gibson. So later on, as a teenager, my mom and I moved to Homer, and I lived on Stonewall Street in Homer. So I grew up on the west side of Homer.
Okay.
Again, graduated from Terrebonne High School, so I'm from Terrebonne Parish.
I'm still trying to learn that area. I just found out Gibson has a high end and a low end.
Yeah,
you
the
know
high side and the low side. From the low side.
I told somebody, I was like, man, I'm about to go to Gibson. What side you on? I'm like, what? You know, I didn't even know. So they was like, bro, you on the high side or low side? So I said, okay. So I'm still trying to learn my areas that way. But shout out to Gibson, man. Yeah, like I said, that's something I had to learn, though, the high and the low end.
Yeah. I grew up on the low side, right next to the fire station down in Gibson. And again, later on, moved over to Homer, just right up the street to Homer.
That's what's up.
On Stonewall Street in that area.
That's what's up. Throughout the years, what have you done in Terrebonne Parish?
So I will say this. I've had a very rich professional career.
Okay.
I lived away from Terrebonne Parish for maybe 20 years or so.
Okay.
And then while I was away, I got an opportunity to serve. First of all, I completed all my educational credentials while I was in Philadelphia. And I've also had a variety of jobs there. So I checked a lot of boxes. I always tell people why I lived there, because while living in Philadelphia, I was away from home, and I didn't know anybody there.
Okay.
So I had to hustle.
You had to get out there. Yeah.
I had to hustle hard, so I had an opportunity to build a great career for myself. On the opposite spectrum, when I decided to come home, and even prior to coming home, I use a personalized approach when working with people in our community. So I've done a lot of pro bono work here for entrepreneurs and small businesses, for nonprofits. I've helped families when they've been in need in terms of behavioral health, direction and addiction services for a family member. I've guided them through that process. Formerly incarcerated, I have a background in that as well. I used to be a director of a women's work release center. So I've helped families when they had people transitioning from incarceration as well. So I've done a lot of work, but a lot of work I've done in Terrebonne Parish has been personalized. And that was by design. That was by design. Because I wanted to make sure that I was getting to know people and getting them to trust me and then aid them when they were in crisis.
Man, hey, I told you, man, I could just feel this before we even started the interview, man. When you walked in, I just felt your energy, and I was like, she a good person, she good people, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Hey, now what are some of your priorities?
So some of my priorities, I would say, I always say geographically, we always have to be concerned about flooding and flood protection here, and coastal restoration and everything that comes along with that. In terms of coastal restoration, I guess most of us will probably agree that, Dove has done a lot of work around coastal restoration. I will say that I think that just in some of the research that I've done, maybe just to go back in terms of looking at some of the work that has been done to make sure that the work we've done hasn't created problems somewhere else in the system in terms of coastal restoration, i.e. like flooding or drainage problems or those type of concerns. But definitely we need to keep maintaining, our maintenance of our coastal restoration, current projects and future projects, and the funding and what that looks like.
And that's very important too.
And then flood protection, making sure we have local dollars. We're sitting here right now, you know how it is here, in our community. Right now it could be a downpour just from nowhere. Yeah, you're right. So we have to make sure we got money to aid in those situations if that does happen in terms of our flood protection and things like that. Drainage. Drainage is an issue. Drainage is an issue. Even if we have a rainfall. I was talking to someone locally, and I was asking about some sandbags that they had by their door, and I assumed that they were there from Ida, and then the person shared, she said no, they weren't. That they were there from a recent rainfall, because when they get a lot of rainfall, the drainage is slow. It's slow to drain, so it comes in.
And I took a ride. Remember I was telling you I took a ride up there, and I saw like sandbags and stuff like that. And now I'm putting it all together now. You know what I'm saying? While you're saying this, that is big. So yeah, I'm glad that you are tackling that area. You know what I'm saying, to keep those folks safe out there.
Yes. So that's one of the main things. And now let's go back to the bayou. So I'm a bayou girl.
Okay.
So I can't. I visit family members. I still go down the bayou and visit the bayous. We need some dredging there. There's a lot of lilies in the bayous. There's a lot of trash and debris in our bayou. Our waterways. A lot of our waterways definitely need to be clean. And maintenance. We got a lot of culverts that need to be cleaned. Our ditches and things like that. Those things have to be a priority. It's a quality of life. It's infrastructure, but it's quality of life as well, for people throughout Terrebonne Parish. So those are some of just a few of the things in terms of infrastructure.
I like that. Now, sometimes when, you have someone coming in as a new candidate and stuff like that, the old administration always kind of worry about whether you're going to make any changes. Are you going to make any? Do you plan to change the administration?
I would have to say I get that question a lot in terms of the administration. My background again is in organizational dynamics and so for me, I've always had to go in and do assessment. The best thing to do is go in and do an assessment and see how we're operating. If it's efficient the way it is, and we keep it the way it is. And I always say, we're good, let's make it better. And if there's some deficiencies, let's talk about those deficiencies and see how we can enhance the programs or the department or even that individual working within that organization. But I just wanted to go back to it again in terms of priorities. Some of the other priorities also, workforce development. So I'm pro off-field. industry. I worked in the oil field industry myself after returning home, from the military.
Okay.
So I did welding and galahad and
baking
baby,
and you qualify. I'm listening. All I hear is you done done it all.
Look, I'm really from here, So look, I've done all that work myself.
Yeah.
But with that being said, too, just times are changing, so we need to try to see how we can create some other industries too. Because as I'm going out and I'm campaigning, I'm meeting families all the time that are talking about their children want to leave from Terrebonne Parish because they don't feel like they have the opportunities in terms of the workforce. So I want to take some, focus group, building relationships with other colleges and universities that's out there. They're on the front line. That's what they do.
Yeah,
so it's about building those collaborations with those folks that have that information already and see how we can keep our kids at home. In terms of industry, and then also just bringing in new industries.
Yeah, because I hate to have someone go to college, get the education, and then all of a sudden they take that education and go to another state, and they use them, and yet we could have used that right here home.
Well, they take the education with them, they take the tax revenue with them, they take our census dollars with them, and they take the fabric of our family with them. Most of all, they take the fabric of what family looks like, with them as well. So we want to try to prevent that, and this run is all about prevention.
Yeah.
My candidacy is going to be about how can we prevent things before they happen. So in addition to that, recreation.
Okay.
I would love to see community centers. Recreation is a big thing. I would love to see TITA maybe work with some companies that can bring in some amusement to our area. So we can have some amusement. Here in Terrebonne Parish, oftentimes we have to travel to go and have a good time, as they say.
New Orleans, Mississippi, they getting all our tax dollars, and we building these stuff up, but we can keep it home.
Yes, and opening up some of our recreation centers, have some hours where they're open in some of our neighborhoods. Some of the neighborhoods, they're really doing well and excelling in that area, and some I think we can use, make some adjustments when those recreation centers can be open for the taxpayers in our community. They need to be able to utilize those centers. Behavioral health and addiction services, is a big one.
Yeah.
I often say, I'm sure most of us in our community, across socioeconomic background, can put their finger on someone that's battled a drug addiction.
Yes. I mean,
drug addiction is prevalent.
Every family has then dealt with someone dealing with that, or still dealing with that,
Yes.
So we do need those centers, and they need help out here.
Yes, and those behavioral health, services as well. Nowadays, people are more inclined to want these services, but we got to make sure they're available. We have a very qualified group of folks that can provide behavioral health services. We may not have enough of those folks. We definitely don't have enough of psychiatrists. What's lacking is a lot. We don't have enough psychiatry support in terms of mental health services as such. And then housing. You can't keep housing off the list.
I know, man. I didn't think that our homeless numbers was that large. I didn't think that. I know sometimes when we go certain areas, we know that the areas that have, but it's really a big problem now. It's really a big problem with folks trying to be placed in homes and stuff. And we got money for everything else. Let's put it to where it need to be. We send it all these different countries and all over the place, but let's take care of home first.
Yes. Definitely take care of home. And I know some of the housing issues was a result of, again, Hurricane Ida.
Yeah.
So there's people that are still displaced. We got public housing. Right now we got about a total of 518 units of public housing.
Wow.
Where people aren't able to reside at this moment. So there has to be an urgency around that. What plan can we come up with quickly to get these people housed again? And then, affordable housing. We have a low inventory right now of housing, period. And then affordable housing, that's another thing.
Yeah, let's make it affordable for them.
Yeah, and making housing affordable.
I just love your whole approach about this, you know what I'm saying? And I love when you said I had to wait till the calling, and you went to the Most High. And now's the time, man. And I mean, you from here, so you grew up with and I'm sure as an adult now, you see the same issues, being swept under the rug and nobody really tackling them. And you're taking upon that option, that job to
you know, just to stand out and say, hey, look, I'm gonna tackle these problems. I'm gonna, you know, that is big. I gotta commend you. That is big because you could have went anywhere. You know, I'm listening to your qualifications, and you could have went anywhere, but you was like, look, I'm coming back home.
I'm coming back home.
I'm coming to take care of my peoples. I'm coming to get things, you know, get the ball rolling.
Right, exactly. Now, I always say that when I left to make the decision to return home, I could have went anywhere, you know, but I wanted to be here. You know, because my connection was always to home. So although I wasn't residing here, every year, a couple times a year, I was always home. I've always had conversations. I can go back to inboxes and times that I've talked to folks and helped them with different situations and things like that. And before the Cash App and all that became popular, remember there was the Western Union.
Yeah. Western Union. Go to Walmart.
Western
Go
Union.
to Walmart. What's the code? What's the number?
Looked at all the, you know, things I had donated to financially to support people again and their nonprofits and different things that they had going on and initiatives within the parish, you know, and I would always support whether I was here or not. You know, I was always here to make myself available to folks, you know, because that meant something, because I want to see a strong Terrebonne Parish for everyone.
I can hear the passion in your voice. I can hear it in just your whole approach to this. And like I said, I salute you, man. You're a great person. What is your campaign slogan?
So my campaign slogan is One Terrebonne, One Terrebonne. And what that means to me is pretty much what we're talking about. There's a thing called systems thinking, right? So I'm a system thinker.
Okay.
So when I look at the design of Terrebonne Parish, right? Terrebonne Parish is one big system, you know, and I want people to understand, you know, whether wherever you are in the system, every part of the system affects someone else.
Yes.
So if someone there's a part of a department that's not doing well, it affects everyone else. If a part of our parish is not doing well, it affects everyone else. And if we're doing well and excelling, it affects everyone else.
Hey.
You know, so how do we look at ourselves, you know, not as individual communities, whether it's Montague, Gibson, the east side of Homer, west side of Homer. We have to look at what we want to do to move forward as Terrebonne Parish as a whole. Just prioritize what needs to happen. And it's going to happen in my administration with transparency. Transparency, because I want people to be able to trust me.
Yeah.
I want to be as transparent as possible. Because it's the people that rule and govern, and at the end of the day, I'm just here to lead.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I remember the slogan they used to say, one band, one sound.
Yes.
One band, one sound. And I love how your campaign slogan is saying one Terrebonne.
One Terrebonne, that's it.
Yeah, that is big. Now, for folks that want more information about your campaign, how to donate, stuff like that, you know, put that information out there.
So the easy way to find me, first of all, would be Aronda Smith for Parish President on Facebook. My phone number, and it's actually my personal cell phone number. Feel free to call me at any time. It's 985-628-0000. It's a cell phone number. And then the email address would be Aronda, the number 4, Parish, Pres, P-R-E-S, @gmail.com.
Hey, Miss Aronda Smith, I just want to thank you for stopping on by and definitely blessing our peoples. And Terrebonne Parish, I just want y'all to really, really pay attention to when folks have that passion and that drive, you know what I'm saying? And I'm listening to this young lady. She is definitely passionate about her area. And you guys are blessed to have someone like Miss Aronda Smith saying, look, I'm going to go ahead and get myself out there, because that's what you're doing right now. You know what I'm saying? You're putting yourself out there to be Terrebonne Parish President. So I just want everybody to get on out there and definitely get behind you, support you, I'm supporting you. And I'm from a whole other parish, but I love the person that you are. I love that the fact that you acknowledge God. You know, that was one of the first things when you sat down and we talked and we vibing about God and different things like that. So I know you good peoples, man. And I just got that sense, you know what I'm saying? I got a good sense for good character. And I'm telling you, man, folks, you guys are blessed to have Miss Aronda Smith. So get behind this young lady, y'all. She's running for Terrebonne Parish President. You just heard all of the different things that, you know, she's going to approach and tackle and take care of. So I want you guys to really get behind her, man. Her name, once again, is Miss Aronda Smith, candidate for Terrebonne Parish President. Slogan, one Terrebonne, man. You can't beat that.
Right, thanks for having me.
Thank you for stopping by, man. And like I said, I'm going to be watching, and I'm going to be staying in touch with you. But I wish you well, and good luck on the race.
All right, thanks again.
Thank you so much, y'all. Hey, folks, that's my people's, man. Miss Aronda Smith, y'all. Don't forget, once again, candidate for Terrebonne Parish President, y'all. Y'all get on out there and rock the vote, man. Y'all just heard it, man. This young lady, Miss Aronda Smith. All my folks in Terrebonne Parish, man. Hey, y'all heard the passion, man. Make sure y'all get on out there. Vote for this young lady. Get the right folks in those places, man. And I'm telling you, she got the passion. She got the qualifications. Y'all just heard it, man. So this your boy, DJ Fab, signing out with my girl, Miss Aronda Smith.